Hello and welcome to Wales, where we paint away the stress of everyday life. Or in this situation, I'm not painting anything. I'm actually sitting in my car. Why am I sitting in my car talking to you, I wonder? Well, I'm about to go into the range. It's a bit like Hobby Lobby type of thing, if you're in America. And I want to have a look at some of the glazing mediums, the paints, the mediums we can pick up, types of brushes that we can purchase. I thought that would make for a good, interesting video. But without further ado, I'm just going to spray some hand sanitizer onto my hands, because we've got to be responsible. We've got to make sure that we take these precautions very well. I'm also going to put my mask on when I enter the shop. But the R number is quite low here in Wales at the moment. There's only been 16 deaths in the UK, and there's been no deaths at all in Wales in actual fact. So it's quite low. But I'm going to take a precaution, as I normally do. I'll put my mask on, and if I think there's not that many people around me, then I can take my mask off. But without further ado, let's get in the shop and let's have a look at what's available and what we can actually chat about. So I'll see you there. Bye.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.
Hello, and thank you very much for joining me in the studio. Yeah, well, that was videoed earlier on the day actual fact, because it's been absolutely thrown it down. There's a fly in here, it's really annoying me. It was absolutely thrown it down in buckets, like they say in Wales. The rain was actually torrential here today. Now, I want to apologise firstly, because this is a premiere video, not a live video. The difference is a live is live. A live is broadcasted live. A premiere is pre-recorded but put out there. But I am on my phone actually at the moment checking the comments and live answering your comments. So if you have any questions and things like that. Now, the reason I'm doing that at the moment is because I got major problems with my internet connection. I'm waiting for the internet company to come and upgrade me. And as the wife said, I need upgrading. So yeah, no, I need to be, it needs to be upgraded, because I got very, very poor internet connection where I am. So I do apologize, but I am working on that. I am working on that. The other thing I want to bring to your attention today is that I've actually got a video going out there, because I've started memberships. The video, as I will show you now, this is the video that's been put out today. Welcome to the studio, where we paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales. And I will cut the volume there. But as you can see, I'm talking about memberships. I got a wolf painting in the background, and you can see a little thing just popped up there, memberships. Now you need to click on that, and in the top box there you will see Clive Acrylic join memberships. If you click on that, that's going to take you into this screen here, and basically that's going to start that one up, which you can come and follow along with me. Fantastic. Then all you need to do is, let me just pause that. All you need to do then is click join. Now you've got two. You've got live chat with Clive, and all the information is there for you to have a look at, and showcase painting lessons there. Again, you need to read about that. But if you click a join, then you will automatically become a member then of the site. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that it's quite handy. In every video I've got these little cards on the side there. So if you see this little eye, just click on that card, and it'll take you down to all the other lessons that I think may be good for yourselves as well. The other thing is that you've also got a join button there at the bottom of the screen. You might not see that actually. There's a button right down the bottom of the screen anyway, just under this section down there, so you can join, and it's in the descriptions as well. Did I make that very clear? I hope I made that clear. I hope I did. I can confuse myself sometimes. So what I want to do now is go back to the original start of my little trip. I want to talk through this as we go along. So hopefully that should happen. Let's have a look at some things that I've seen. So I've picked up some gloss medium, and there's matte medium there, and there's iridescent medium. So let me just pause that. So Gloss medium is the pure resin that you will find in paints without any pigments and stuff in it. That's what your acrylic paint is made out of, is your gloss medium or your matte medium. There you go. Either one of those two. Gloss is what it says. It's a glossy finish. A matte is a matte finish. So it's basically resin. A lot of the paint you'll buy, a lot of the paint that you'll actually buy in the shops now is going to be matte. It'll dry matte, not gloss. You can add a bit of that gloss medium to it if you wanted to. And it's a really good stuff. It's very expensive for what it is. It's very expensive for what it is. But then you got the iridescent medium, and that's got something. It's like a pearlescent additive to it. So it's basically a medium, a gloss medium or a matte medium, but it's got a pearlescent tint to it. So you could make things like metal effect paints. Very good, actually. It's very good stuff. So. That's basically what they are. So I'll just have a look through, see what else we've videoed here. So I got a fluid retarder and an extender. So the fluid retarder is basically what I sell. It's just a retarder for paint. It basically slows down the drying time of the paint. How does it slow down the drying time of the paint? Well, basically it slows down the evaporation of the water out of the paint because there's water in the paint. The moisture content of the paint. So anything that's a thicker viscosity of additive. So if it thickens up not the paint, but it on a chemical basis, it thickens up the moisture content of the paint. I'm trying to make things simple, so it doesn't evaporate so quick. And that's all a fluid retarder does. That's all retarder does. It actually stops the evaporation of the moisture in the paint. Just dropped my PlayStation controller. Yes, I'm an avid PlayStation player. Extender is basically going back to the matte and the gloss mediums. It's like that. It's just slightly thicker. So there's stuff being added to it to make it slightly thicker. So it's basically a medium, a gloss or a matte medium. That's a chemical added to it to thicken it up, make it more viscous, thicker. So then you can add that to the paint, and then the paint will the extender will adopt the color of the paint. And basically, you're adding something clear to something that's colored, and you're making more of it. Simple as that. It's really as simple as that. Nothing complicated. So that takes me down to, where are we now? We've got a black lava texture gel. We've got glass bead texture gel. We've got a modeling paste, and we've got heavy carvable modeling paste. Let's just go back to that one. There you go. So we got a black lava texture gel. We've got a glass bead texture gel, modeling paste, and a heavy carvable modeling paste. Now, don't get complicated. This is not complicated. So you know the thickening agent I just said about the extender. So basically, all these four things you can see in front of you there, from left to right, are basically mediums, gloss or matte, and they've been thickened up with a thickening agent, which I actually sell, by the way. I actually sell it in liquid form on the website www.clive5art.co.uk. If you can't find it, drop me a line by email and I'll point you in the right direction. So you add that to your gloss or your matte medium, and it makes it thick, makes it heavy. So as far as black lava texture gel, that is actually lava pumice that's found in volcanoes and things that has been added into that thick paste. Okay, so we got the black lava texture gel. That explains that one. So this is all basically the same paste. And then you've got glass bead texture gel. And basically what that is very small, minute glass beads that has been added to the same type of paste. So it's quite simple, isn't it, really, if you think about it? So all this stuff you can make yourself. You can buy the black lava pumice, and you can buy the glass beads. If you want to make your own, you can make your own, and you can make as much or as little as you want. But if you're like me and you don't use much of it, then why not just pick up a jar and use that. Modeling paste again, you can use, you know, the tile adhesive that you put ceramic tiles on the wall. You can use that in this place because it dries. It's water based. It dries out. It dries clear. Not clear, but it dries, and then you can carve it, and you can paint it when it's dry. That type of thing. The modeling paste is basically the same basic mix of resin, which is a gloss or matte, and there's just been chalk added to it. Either a calcium carbonate or a champagne chalk or something like that. It's just been added to that. It's made up into a thick paste. You paste that on with a palette knife, and Bob's your uncle. You've got some modeling paste. Now the heavy carvable modeling paste is just very thick. It's not as the modeling paste is thinner than the heavy body, so it says heavy carvable. That means it's a very, very thick paste. It's got a lot more chalk in it, and that is all that is. So let's have a look what else we got here. This is quite an interesting little trip. So we've got, what's happened? Oh, maybe we got some gloss varnish. There we go. And that's just telling you the details there. I don't know what's happening. I think my program is starting to stutter. So varnish, if you look in the iCards, you know, I was just telling you about the iCards in the corner. So I'm going to put in a few videos that I previously done. I'm not going to show you those today, but you can have a little look at those videos. So go up there into that iCard. And the iCard, and I'll show you where this iCard is situated. It is situated just in this top right hand corner there. So on the video you were watching now, obviously these are going to be slightly different, but the videos you want to watch are going to be in these boxes here. So you should be able to click on them, and that'll tell you more about the actual to varnish or not to varnish. Let's see if we can get this video to start. There we go. It started. Yay! So you got gloss varnish. You got matte varnish, and down here you got matte varnish. That's what I was just saying. And all the way down the bottom you got satin varnish. So what's the difference between gloss and satin? What's the difference between gloss and satin varnish and matte varnish? As you can see in this particular bit, you got matte. What's the difference between that and that? What do you think that is? I can tell you exactly what that is. One's gloss, which is shiny. One's matte, which is dull. The other one is satin, which is a mixture of the two. So if you get 50% gloss varnish and 50% matte varnish and mix them together very, very gently. You don't want to make a lot of air bubbles in this stuff. So stir it with a stick very, very gently. Don't go whisking it up like that because you're going to have bubbles. So when you paint the varnish onto your canvases, if you varnish them, these bubbles are going to burst like this, and they're going to leave it all little orange peel marks all over. So you want to be very careful when you're mixing it. Let it settle. It's not going to dry. It's water-based. It's not going to dry immediately. It's not like an oil-based one. And that's that. And basically, to varnish or not to varnish, well, you need to have a look in the iCards there to decide what you want to do, I think. And there's a wide variety of different paints, different colours. You can mix most of these colours yourself by hand. These are the smaller tubes going down into the bigger tubes. And brushes again. I've covered a little bit about brushes, but there's nothing wrong with these brushes. I mentioned bristle brushes before. These are the simple range, and they all work well. And the brush, like the 1/2 inch brush, you can see my cursor there. Hello. See this one? That's pretty good for foliage, and all these are as well. You know, they're quite cheap. They're inexpensive brushes, so you know it's the water brushes you want to try and avoid. But bristle brushes and acrylic brushes, you're fine. Water brushes tend to be a bit soft. And the other thing I want to come across is paints. You can see this particular range, which is a graduate, Dale & Roney graduate range of paints, are very, very, very good for what they are. They are very good. They're quite archival, very archival. They got really good colours to them. They're vibrant colours. They're light fast. And Dale & Roney, I think, is a wonderful paint. Now, I mix my own paints, as you know. And there's nothing wrong in that. And if you want a higher grade of paint, you need to pay the money for it. But if you're just starting out and you're just beginning, or you're like me, when I was practicing, just use the cheaper paints. Get the brush techniques and get the effects that you want. And these paints are okay. They're fine. They're all archival. They're all plastic. And I get a lot of people asking me, how archival is this and how archival is that? And the truth is, nobody really knows, because acrylic paints have only been around since the 1950s. So we haven't got enough data to say that it's going to last for 200 years, because we don't know. Unlike oil paints and things like that, where we know that oil paints are archival and they last a long time, and because they've been around for centuries, whereas acrylics have only been around since the 50s. So they only last as long as we know they last at the moment. So from 1950 to 2020, that's the lifespan as far as we know it, as far as acrylics and archival needs are concerned. But the other thing is, ask yourself one question: are your paintings going to last that long anyway? I don't know. I'm sure that mine are not going to be hanging around in any galleries, so I don't really mind. And you can see some wonderful, wonderful, vibrant colours here. Again, brushes. There's a wide variety of brushes that you can pick from, and they're all very good, very, very good. Those brushes on the right there are good for trees and foliage and things like that. So, yeah, I hope that's been of use, and there was a little trip that I did around the shop, and I didn't get in trouble for that, so that's good. Normally people shout at me, "What are you doing filming in my store? What are you doing?" I've got a YouTube video. I'm just trying to show my subscribers around the store. So I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. So I just want to bring your attention back over to the memberships page. There you go, the memberships page. If you want to join members, please do that. Fortnightly chats, and I'll do videos like this, and I'm going to be doing all the extra content on memberships, which is not going to be available actually out to the general public. So if you're a member, it's just going to be specifically just for you. So without further ado, let's have a look what I've long. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That's that. There you go, members. Along to the memberships and click on there where I'll do fortnightly chats, and I'll do videos like this, and I'm going to be doing all the extra content on memberships, which is not going to be available actually out to the general public. So if you're a member, it's just going to be specifically just. And don't forget to click the corner button up in the top right hand corner there for your memberships as well. There you go. Right, there's enough about that. Don't forget that button. I hope I've got my point across. It's very confusing sometimes. I get very confused. So what I thought I'd do now is go back into, I showed my Clive 5 Art group on YouTube, on Facebook last week, and I thought I would jump into my creative art group, which is the public one. So you pop along to Facebook and type in Clive 5 Art, and I'm sure my group will come up there. I haven't got the link, I'm sorry. So let's have a little look at what's going on in the group today. So as you can see, we've got over 5,000 members in there. And we've got Jean Collins, which have come up with two fantastic paintings today. One of a puffin there. You can see the puffin is wonderful. Well done, Jean. I quite like that. And I think there's is there any a seagull or something? I can't see on the screen. I'm sorry, but no, that looks really nice. Actually, I'm glad that you did these on holiday, and they're framed as well. So they look really lovely, as Angela says. They look really well. And Rich Spencer did this one, my painting for the day. I'm quite happy with the results. Please let me know what you think. And all critiques are considered. And that's the most important thing is, we need to critique things. And don't get upset if people don't like your painting for any particular reason, because paintings don't suit everybody. It's like everything at the end of the day. But if you're going to criticize somebody, then do that, but be constructive about it. Don't knock people down and say, oh, I would have done it this way, or I would have done it that way, and be constructive with your comments, because you know what it's like when we're all struggling to learn. We need as much support as possible, and I think that's what these channels are destined to try and do. They are, my groups are anyway. But I like the waves. You've got the waves down there. I quite like the way you form them. It looks really, really good. And these flies are starting to really annoy me in here today. And Mark has posted this one. I started painting during COVID, so figured abstract would be easier to begin with. This is the first painting. I'm not embarrassed to share, and you should never be embarrassed to share your work. You should never be embarrassed. This is what it's all about. All YouTube and my groups are concerned, is that I'm trying to build a following, that we all support each other, a nice network, and this is what memberships is about as well. So don't forget to click that membership button, that join button that I mentioned. But as for your first attempt, Mark, that is absolutely brilliant. Well done. And Claire painted my daughter's request. It took several Googled images, and I painted this in acrylic. And that's pretty good, because at the end of the day, people say, oh, you should never copy this and you should never copy that. But at the end of the day, as long as you're not selling it commercially, it doesn't really matter, does it? If you're using reference photos, and I think most artists in the world, and most artists throughout history have actually used reference photographs. So, there's no law against that. As long as you're not commercially selling these things, then you can paint anything that you want, really, within reason. It's always advisable to ask for permission from the artist or the photographer that you're doing this from. But there's plenty of sites out there, royalty-free sites, that you can either join or pay to use an image, if that's what you want to do. But I'm not knocking any particular thing there at all. Okay, let's go down. And we got a wonderful senior. This is by Barbara. And final tweaking. I hope my latest plein air paintings are all available for purchase. And well, there you are. See, so we've got some paintings there that this wonderful artist Barbara have decided to do a plein air, which means outside painting. And she's quite happy to try and sell some paintings, and I think it's important that we all support artists like that, and creators like myself need the support as well. This is why memberships is so important as far as my channel is concerned as well. So as I said, please don't forget to go along and click the membership button in the top right hand corner, in the iCards there. All you need to do is go above the video, and in all the videos that I'm going to be posting now, there's going to be a link there for you. So yeah, it'll be in every single video that I upload from now on. And Marta says, hello everyone, thanks to you all for kind words under my nightmare lighthouse painting. As I said, I'm only a beginner, so here I've got some questions. Let's have a look at the questions. One, do you always use gesso on a ready to paint canvas? I do not have any, and wonder if there's any point in buying some as a beginner stage. Now, what I will say to you as far as that is concerned, that you don't have to use gesso on a new canvas if you don't want to. If it's already pre-primed, it's pre-primed. It's not prepared. It's pre-primed. It means it's been sprayed with a water-based primer coat. But it makes life a lot easier if you buy gesso, or you make your own gesso, which is quite simple, in the iCards. If you want to check them out, I'll put if I remember, I'll put a link in there for a recipe. I always recommend, even from a beginner all the way up to advanced, that you prepare your own canvases. You know there's no grease spots. You know there's no dust. You know there's no marks, no blemishes. Even to a point where sometimes we rub a little bit of sandpaper over them. But you don't have to do that. But I always make sure that my canvases are pre-pred, because I know when I go to paint on them, I'm not going to have any problems. And I also know that the paint is not going to dry as quick. And that's reason why gesso is very, very, very important. And is there anything to be used on a finished painting to protect it from sunlight and dirt, etc.? Now, that takes me back to the video earlier where I said about varnishing. Acrylics are self-sealing. They're plastic paste paint. They're dry matte. So the two of the reasons why you could varnish them is, one, if you use a nice gloss varnish or a satin varnish, it's going to bring the colours of that paint back out. It's going to make the luster of the paint look a lot stronger, and it's going to improve the colours that you've got there. Imagine anything you varnish is going to look more brilliant. In other words, they don't need to be varnished if you're happy with the result and you like the finish of acrylic. But they do protect the painting surface like everything else. So if it's varnished, it's got a coat of clear varnish on it. It's going to be protected from dust and dirt and scratches and things like that. And some of this varnish you could be removed at a later stage and revarnished. But that's all explained in the varnishing video up there. So and do you frame your canvases? That's another good question, isn't it? Because we can buy canvases. Some people frame them, some people don't frame them. It's entirely up to you. It's personal choice at the end of the day. I'll tend to frame, as you can see behind me, with the Welsh miner there. I framed that because I was painted on a canvas panel, not a canvas panel. And you'll see the others around me that I painted on canvas panels that I haven't framed. Sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. It all depends on what you want that painting to be, and if you've commissioned for a frame. So it's personal choice, really, at the end of the day. Personal choice. And Rich Spencer said, this is the first time I painted a horse. Oils on stretch canvas, 16 by 20. A ginger and her baby Sunday. Oh, baby foal. If that's the first time you've painted a horse, that is brilliant. Absolutely. Well done. Well done. Horses are not easy. So I'm going to look at two more, I think. Let's have a look at Lynn. Just finished this one, but looks a bit more like I painted not long ago. Well, never mind. Maybe call this one Waiting for Autumn. And that's pretty good. I tell you, some of these quick paintings are some of the best paintings that we can actually do. Don't ever put yourself down. Yes, sometimes I've gone into the studio and I'm literally within 10 minutes I've finished. And I'm thinking I should be doing this longer. Why am I happy with it? Yeah, I'm very happy with it. So leave it. Bump. Stop. Yes, once you're finished, you're finished. Well done. Well done. And bottle work. I'm not sure what bottle work is, but I gotta be honest, that is really good. Suru Kuruma, I think is a Kuruma. I don't know. Excuse me if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm very, 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 very sorry. And Elise, we got a seascape there. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you very much for the paintings. And as I said, don't forget to pop along to memberships, and there you go. And in the top right hand corner, as I've said several times, just click on there for the join button. And I'm sorry to keep reiterating all of that point, but I have so many comments today. But where's the join button? And to be honest with you, I forgot to put it in there. Because it's one of them days. I forgot to put it in there. No, shoot me down. But I hope that's been of use. And as I said, I am here in the comments below. Just go down there and just type your comments in. And hopefully I should be live soon. The membership videos are going out this week over the bank holiday. And also be going doing another live for the members as well. So if there's anything you want to see in there, members, then just let me know. Anyway, from now until then, thank you very much for joining me in the studio. And I'll see you on another Live, well, pre-recorded live, premiere live. Who knows? I'll see you soon anyway. But for whatever situation I'll be in, there'll always be a video for you. And I'll see if I can find something interesting to talk about again next week. Bye.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.